Alright, here we go with the first video of 2025, and unsurprisingly we're continuing the trend with custom packs. I've still got plenty of stuff recorded from the end of last year, but it's all still on the current version, so there's going to be a mixture of brand new stuff that I've recorded very recently and stuff that's still a few weeks old. There probably is still some stuff in the backlog from way back at the beginning of 2024, but who knows if that's ever going to see the light of day at this point. So what are we doing today? Well, we're going to start the year with a 5 of a kind attempt, but it's going to be an unusual one, and that is the plain Locust. So if you're not aware, when a Locust summons another Locust, its ability is very simple. It just summons Locusts for how many times it was fed that turn. It's one of the new free-to-play pets. It's actually probably underrepresented in Arena because it's pretty decent. But the way it works is that when it spawns a Locust, it looks exactly the same. However, it actually has no ability. And you'll be able to see that later on in the video because the level bar above the pet's head is grayed out as if all the ability activations were finished. But we'll get to that point later. And then right at the end of this video, I'm also going to summarize a couple of runs I had for the flinging challenge, which was the last video of 2024. That was simply trying to get as many flings in one battle as possible. And the examples I gave on, I think it was New Year's Eve, weren't the best because I didn't get all that many flings. And I think I was also insisting on using Jackal. So we're going to look at a couple of runs where I don't actually use the Jackal at all. And it is much easier to get a ton of flings if you don't bother with Jackal. But back onto this run. So this 5 of a kind attempt we are setting up for Jersey Devil. And Jersey Devil is a unit which you very rarely see in standard customs. I have no idea why. Well, maybe that's not true. I think one of the reasons why is that a lot of the people who were dedicated Jersey Devil players before the update have stayed playing wild customs. There were a few people who, every day I would see them playing Jersey Devil, and now I never see them at all, and that's just because they haven't changed their packs, so they're not playing in standard mode. But even so, you would think that there would be a decent number of people playing Jersey Devil anyway, given how strong it is. Yeah, to this point we're just setting up Jersey Devil as per usual. We've got level 3 Sea Urchin, we've also got the treasure chest about to break. I've got the level 2 Chalk from the Crow, so I'm getting ready with the double Flounder here. And actually what we're going to do is we're going to use one Flounder to level up another Flounder, I think. I think that's what's going to happen here. Yep, so we take the level up first, and then I'm going to buy one of these tier 6s. We'll just go for Sauropod first. And then I'm going to buy the Potato onto level 2 Flounder. That's going to level up both the other Flounder and the Sauropod. We'll get a little bit of money back from the level 1 Sorrow, and unfortunately we don't actually get anything that we want. Now I did want Jersey Devil here. I'm trying to remember the other things I had on tier 6 that I was looking for. It's kind of weird really that we're going for a 5 of a kind plain Locust and we don't have any of the units that we need on turn 10. But it is possible to do crazy stuff once you get their Jersey Devil online. And so, yep, we're going to end this turn with still with none of the units that we need. We're just going to hope for a win or a tie, although it's not looking good because they have the massive eel with garlic. Yeah, definitely going to be a loss. The eel's just going to solo the whole team. Garlic stays winning as normal. So here's a Locust. We get a bass from the treasure chest, which isn't going to do us any good because we've got no sell units. But I am going to bring in the Locust now, and then I think I'm looking for, yeah, we're going to level up. We're keeping the milk here for the Flounder. We want to instant level 2 the Jersey Devil, but I think what I'm going to do instead, since we're not finding it, is level up both the Sauropod and the Locust at the same time, and there we go. We get 2 Jersey Devils from the double level up. So we're down to 2 hearts, which is kind of a scary place to be, but we do have a lot of gold here as well. We have done the maximum number of cells, so we're just looking for levels. And we're also looking for Farmer Crow. Now, Farmer Crow is a unit that I've been using quite a bit more often. It's actually a lot more useful than I thought it was. The fact that it gives 3 feeds on Feint means that you can just pill it and use that to activate Flounder or Gelada. Obviously, you're not going to get as much value from Gelada if you're pilling a unit, but still, it is very helpful. And of course, you can use it with Anubis in order to activate extra feeds on your various units. But I think here I'm going to bring the Farmer Crow in after we're finished with maximizing the sauropod value. Or maybe I'm going to wait till next turn. I can't remember exactly what happens here. Yeah, we take the level up. Probably here, yeah, that's a mistake. I should have just bought the peach because it was the only thing we could have bought. Unfortunately, we rolled a pill. So yeah, the sauropod triggers were wasted there. But actually, I think we're going to get enough feeds on the Locust anyway. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some Locusts flying off screen. Now, this was recorded before I started going for the flinging challenge. I think it was. Maybe actually the order here is... yeah, I'm not actually sure of the order. Maybe I did record this afterwards. I can't remember. Either way, we're going to use the fly trap in order to farm Jersey Devils here. This is an incredibly reliable strategy because Jersey Devil is just so strong that you're very likely to have a Jersey Devil left at the back of your team. We're going to use the sauropod to get magic beans, I think. And I think I'm actually going to put that... Okay, we're going to take steak instead. I thought we were going to put the magic beans onto one of the Jersey Devils because ultimately everything has to be sold. Because we're going to end up with just locusts, or just plain locusts. So yeah, we take the level up here with the sauropod making the chocolate free, and then we get plus 15/15 onto the second Jersey Devil. Now, the reason this 5 of a kind is so frustrating and difficult is that you have to get into a position to pill units on the final turn. And then if things don't go well, your team is just going to fall off a cliff. But luckily here, we end up winning as a result of just the 3 Locust summons. That's just how good Jersey Devil is. And we only have 1 level 3 and 1 level 1. Ideally, I would have 2 level 3s here, but I think I'm probably going to have to settle for a level 3 and a level 2, because we're only going to end up with 3 large locusts and the others are going to be very small. There just isn't enough space on the team. I mean, if you pill the locust that's been fed 4 times and you only get buffs from 1 Jersey Devil, their units just aren't going to be big enough to give you any chance of the 5 of a kind. It's very different to the way it was in the olden days when Jersey Devil had no limit. So here I'm just feeding up the locust. It doesn't really matter because next turn we're going to have to pill it. And yeah, we go into the... actually, I guess it's not next turn. It depends on whether or not we win or lose. And it doesn't look great here. Actually, no. What am I talking about? We are definitely going to win. We have 2 Jersey Devils. So we're summoning 3 26/26s. Yeah, we're fine on turn 13, but very rapidly... those summons aren't going to be big enough to win on the later turns. So now we need some big time economy from the level 3 sauropod. We're going to pill the Farmer Crow to make sure that the Locust gets the maximum number of feeds for the minimum amount of gold. And then we can use the cow here to get the extra gold from the sauropod, but I think I'm going to pass it up because I'm looking for Pillbug. So we're going to buy, sell. Yeah, I think that probably was a mistake. I should have just used the cow because... yeah, when we actually go to pill the Locust, we can't have the sauropod on board because we have to get rid of it. So I think here it would have been advantageous to find maybe rice. I don't know if I had it in the pack, but that could have gone on the other Jersey Devil, which also has to be sold. So we buy, sell the oyster. We're looking for a pill and we find another Pillbug. It was in my video not too long ago that Pillbug is absolutely crazy as a tier 1, and I guess in this particular example this isn't necessarily optimal gameplay, but the fact that you're able to access pills so easily this late, it allows you to do some funny stuff. So here we go, we're going to pill the Locust. Now actually pilling the Locust counts as feeding it, which I didn't realise until I'd attempted this quite a few times, But there we go, we get 3131 plain locusts. Now you can see their level 1 above their heads is greyed out, and that means they are plain locusts. Now, there is an odd thing here. You can see we actually sold the Venus flytrap to get another locust. However, you can see the level 1 is enabled. So that is not a plain locust. That is a regular locust. So in order for it to have no ability, we actually have to pill it again. You can't actually angle or Venus flytrap a plain locust. It's a little bit strange in that respect. So there we go, we fed it once and then we pilled it, which actually gave us 2. So yes, the pill did count as a feed there. And now all we care about is finding some solid equipment. Now we end up getting lemon. I was hoping for steak or something to go onto the Locust at the front. I guess maybe I could have cheese. I don't know if I had cheese in this pack. But then it gives us this summon team, and it's a Spino plus Turkey team, but they don't have any mushrooms yet. And that works out perfectly for the lemon locust, and it ends up being a pretty comfortable win in the end. I think realistically, that was my only chance to win with that team, summon opponent, because next turn, the stats just weren't going to be good enough. Now here's another one. We've got exactly the same setup. And I ended up winning here when I didn't want to win. Unfortunately, didn't find all the necessary pills and so on in the previous turn. And that was I'm just including that one because it's got the Locust achievement in there. So here are the clips that I promised at the beginning showing the number of launches or flings that I was able to get after trying again. So this particular round, I think it ended up being... actually, I'm not sure how many I got here. Maybe this one is the 20 or the 18. I forget. I had a few different attempts. But this one is very interesting. This is actually Abomination swallowing both Farmer Crow and Locust. So kind of a rare scenario, I guess. But look at the number of flings there. We end up getting 26 flings in this battle. Now, of course, I went on to lose the entire game because I'm on 1 heart here. Turn 14, there's no way this team's going to win from this point onwards because we just got these 3-3 locusts. But yeah, we do narrowly scrape the win against this jump team. But then we've got one more clip here. Now, this one isn't quite as impressive in terms of the actual number of flings. It's actually very difficult to tell, but yeah, this is only flinging 20 locusts. Although it's just a mass of green flying off the screen, as we'll see it again here with the tiger at the front. So this is, yeah, only 20 flings, but this is on turn 17, 9 trophies. So we actually win with 20 flings in the final battle. So let me know in the comments if you've been able to do better than that. Either 20 flings when actually winning the whole game, or more than 26 when only winning a single turn. I think if you get all the RNG going in your favour, you could definitely do better than 40 or 50 flings.